Hello, we take a dumpster dive on this week's Garbage People and a look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I'm your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. What's up?
Ooh, girl, I went out on the town last night. I painted it red.
Wow.
Yeah, I got upcharged at a bar. They didn't give me like an itemized receipt, and I was like, no, I know what I ordered. Y'all definitely overcharged me. And it felt shitty, but I still had to tip, appropriately.
Did you get it fixed?
The bartenders were very hostile, like with each other, with customers. I'd witnessed multiple disagreements between, bartender and patron already. And I didn't want to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
My partner's band, Drac and the Swamp Rats, check them out on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your music. Drac, D-R-A-C, and the Swamp Rats. But they had a show there at the bar. Let's just say a ship/pirate themed bar in LA. There are many. I'm not going to name them. And so I was like, they know I'm associated with the band, so I don't want to like push more bad. But they're already fighting with a bunch of people. And I was like, I don't want to make the band look bad. So I just fucking ate it. And I was so mad. It was only like $4 or $5, but it was just fucking principle the matter.
We had a crazy experience because we went out on the town a few days ago, and similar vibes where, ish. Here's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a place that we would have not gone to had the friends that we were with not known someone there. I mean, I'm just going to say it. Like, it wasn't even on the plan. It wasn't on the docket, but the place we were going to go was closed. And so we're like, oh, fuck, where we go? And they're like, oh, we should go to that place because so-and-so works there. So we're like, okay. And so we went there and everything was fine. The person who knew the people I was with was like, do you guys want an appetizer or a dessert? And we're like, I don't know, dessert might be nice. Like, sure. So she brought us out a dessert. We didn't order it. Okay. We didn't order it. She brought us a dessert. And, my friend went to the bar and like, she grabbed she was going to grab a drink, but then the bartender made her two, just like, hey, you're so-and-so's friend. Here's 2 drinks, whatever. Anyways. So the person that we knew, and the manager came over at one point. He was like, hey, how are you guys liking everything? Like, whatever. A wonderful experience, right?
Yeah.
So the person that we knew left. She was like, hey, so my shift's over, like, but I'll see you guys soon, whatever. That, like, all good. And so the waitress that I think whose section we were in, I don't know, but because she was around sometimes and she was already kind of giving kind of aggressive, weird vibes, but like, not like, I just think she came on strong. Like, I think it was a personality thing. It was fine. Like everyone was fine. So we go and we're like, I think we're good. She's like, do you guys want anything else? We're like, I think we're good. Thanks. And she was like, cool, let me grab your ticket. And so she goes on her little like machine because they all have like the machines now.
Yes.
And she was like, oh, wow, your ticket looks a little low, and like kind of to herself. And then my friend was like, oh yeah, like we know so-and-so, like, she was taking care of us, whatever. And the girl was like, oh, for sure. Yeah. Give me 1 second. And so she went away and then she came back. She added everything to our ticket. She added the dessert we didn't order. She added the 2 free drinks from the bar and like another free drink that we had gotten. She added all of it to the check. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, and so we just paid it because we didn't know what else to do. Like, I wanted to be like, excuse you, we didn't order this dessert. This was a gift. And she didn't order 2 drinks. They were a gift. Like, we'll pay for 1, but like, what the fuck? But I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't want to get the friend in trouble, you know? Like, maybe the manager was going to all the tables, maybe not just ours. And so we didn't want to say like, oh, I'm pretty sure that we were supposed to get all this stuff for free. And then all of a sudden this manager, it gets involved. And then this, the girl is like, I don't know what the circumstances were. So we just paid it, but it fucking sucked because it was so expensive. Like, this place was not cheap. This place was like in fucking Culver and like fancy. So it was like we would not have gone there if we didn't know. I don't know. It was a fucking bummer because we were just going to stop by and grab one drink, say hi to the person they knew, like check out the bar because it was kind of cool and leave. We weren't planning on getting like 3 rounds and a fucking cake and all this shit, but it just was bequeathed onto us. And then we ended up having to pay for it. And it was like, this is like $200. Like,
yeah. Oh my God.
it sucked. No. Yeah. We were like expecting to walk out of there paying like 80 and it was like, no, this is $200. So
I watched a guy argue with a bartender over a free drink ticket last night. The band gets certain numbers. He had a ticket. One of the band members was whatever. So he ordered a drink. And then when the bartender brought it, he turned over the free drink ticket. And the guy goes, oh, this doesn't apply to this level of drink. Do you want to, how do you want to pay for it? And the guy's like, well, and he started arguing with him. And I was like, I'm just like observing it casually. And I'm like, babe, you're not going to win. This establishment isn't going to go, oh, through your sound logic. Now I understand why I should lose money with you today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like it was just, and I'm like at the bar right in front of it happening. And I'm trying not to stare, or stop my conversation I'm having with someone else. Cause we both locked eyes and we're like, you hear this? Yes, I hear that. We both had that moment of like, well, anyway, we have to act like we are not eavesdropping on this moment.
Yeah.
It was just insane. Like they both were just yelling at each other basically. And he's like, you're sweating me over a couple dollars, man. He's like, bartender's like, no, man, you're the one fucking sweating over a free drink. Like, chill.
It's tough. I've been on, both sides of I was in the service industry for 10 years. Like I get it, but man, that's why it's tough. And that's why it's like, when we had fucking narc alert waitress, I was like, just fucking take just take care of this. I don't know. Maybe she's not very experienced because I think, normally you have a table that gets taken care of by someone who knows someone. They tip better than anybody. They tip like 50%. They'll tip on the full amount. Yeah. They'll tip on the full amount. Yep. And then some. Yeah. So she played herself because, she ended up with a 20% tip. We probably would have given her more had she not done that. But you know what? She was in whatever. What can you do?
Yeah. When I was 16, I was a waitress for a summer and 16, 17. And I was very inexperienced with alcohol, but the Mexican restaurant that I worked at had a patio and it was a Sunday. So these people were like stationed on the patio for like 3.5 hours, drinking, casually eating. And I was like, yeah, I'll help, I'll serve it. I'll stay. So I was supposed to have a break because I was pulling a double basically. And I was like, I'll just work through so I can get this tip because it's going to be a big tip. It's been a big bill. I've been great. It's going to be a big tip, right?
Yeah.
So I miss my little like 3-hour break basically to keep this table on.
Mm-hmm.
And they check out. And guess how much they tipped me?
$0.
$5.
Ugh.
On like a 300 something plus tab.
God.
I was like, I lost money doing this right now. Like,
yeah.
It was like my first like real slap because I was, I was a good waitress. I was attentive, I was good. I was like,
it'll ruin your whole night. It'll ruin your night. If, like it's sometimes you can shake it off, and then other times you're like, that was that. Yeah. Like you get a bad tip from a table that was kind of low maintenance. You're like, well, that was fucking stupid, but okay. Yeah. But it's the tables that like need the most.
Yeah.
But they're racking up the big bill. So you're like, okay, this will be worth it in the end.
It'll be worth it.
I'm looking at like $60 here. So, and then you get 5 and you're just like, I want to rage quit. I want to take a diarrhea dump on the center table of this restaurant, flip everyone off, steal a bunch of food, light it on fire. Like just, I want to rage. Like, it's, if only we lived in like Europe or something, like where it's like built in. There's a lot of restaurants that are doing that now though. But
I went to a sushi place last night and they just were like, hey, the tip is added. Don't know.
Was it Sugarfish?
No, it was another place downtown. I think they're maybe cousins to Sugarfish, but they were just like, don't tip extra. Like, this is the fee. And I was like, great. I love that.
Yeah. They're like, here's your service fee. It's built into the prices. We don't do tipping here. We pay our people livable wages and we give them insurance.
Yeah.
So
which
they
is
choose to work here.
The anti-trash is doing that, is paying people livable wages and all these things. So, but speaking of trash, what have you done trashy this week?
Well, I mean, we're chit-chatting about like restaurants and stuff. So I guess this isn't a restaurant story. However, we have to procure alcohol for our upcoming nuptials. Mm-hmm. And so in order to do that, we could just buy it, or we could take advantage of the fact that Total Wine does consultations and wine tastings for free. And then you get like a discount on the wine. But we're not, whatever. No, Cassandra, no. It's a long story. We're not even going to use Total Wine, but I'm not going to get into it because it just doesn't matter. Anyways, back when I liked Total Wine, so we did the wine tasting and we had the sweetest little like sommelier who had just turned 21. So we're like, LOL, what? Like a man with braces is like about to do a wine consultation. Like I was skeptical. Yeah. But, for those who don't know the geography, it's San Diego's quite close to Mexico, and so he is a sommelier in Valle de Guadalupe and Tijuana, and that's why he was able to become a sommelier before he was 21. Is because you can start drinking when you're 18 in Mexico. Anyways, so he was very knowledgeable. Like wine is his shit. Yeah. So we are working with him, and he's like basically like just popping bottles. He was like, I get paid hourly. This isn't a commission thing. So like whatever. And we're like, okay. I got so wasted. We did it at 9 a.m. Like we, he had his some family in town. So we were like, we want to get the most time with them as possible. So let's just get this over with. Let's do the first appointment we can get, 9 a.m. Oh my God, we were so drunk. And silly me just left my purse behind. No. A classic Cassandra move. Yeah. I have left my wallet behind at Dodger Stadium before, too drunk. I've left wallets, cards, all kinds of stuff just behind. I almost lost my phone at a bar in Paris. Like it is a classic Cassandra move, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done that. I feel like I've grown a lot. I've learned to not do that, but it was just we got to the car and we had to get someone to pick us up. Like that was how much we drank. We were like, we need a ride home at 10:15. Also, please take us somewhere to eat. Yes, I'm starving. Just left my purse behind. I had to walk back in there and run to the back and hey, I think I left my purse. And I was panicking too. I was like, what if someone has already one does not leave a purse in a store. Yeah. Anyways, luckily I was able to get it, but I was like, I am garbage trash for this.
So it's a similar story happened to me. I left my phone so we were on a tour when we were in London. We were going to Stonehenge, Windsor Castle, Bath, all these things. And in one of the little shops, I was waiting in line to buy these little treats for Winston. It took me forever. And the bus was like, okay, we're pulling out at 10:15. And I'm staring it down. It's 10:13, 10:14. I'm like, I get to the bus just on time. And then I realized I've left my phone inside the shop. So I'm at the very back of the bus and I'm saying, oh, sorry. As I'm getting on the bus, I'm sorry, I'm late already. I'm just at time. Then I realized I left my phone and I'm like, David, I suddenly burst into a British accent. Stop. And I'm like, our tour guide, David. I go, David, I left my phone. Hold on, stop the bus. I sprint out into the store. But the whole time I go, I think I've left my phone. Oh no. I just sprint out in a British accent running off the bus. And then
I would have hated you. I would have hated you.
I didn't know I was doing it. And so I run. I mean, the shop's right off the bus door. I run it. I grab it. It's still sitting there. I grab the hateful lady that helped me earlier, still sitting there. I was like, fucking fuck her. Grab my phone, ran back on the bus, and again, I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Back to an American accent. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. I'm so sorry, everyone. Thank you. Sorry, David. Just again, normal the way I speak again. But it wasn't until later that day that they were like, Erica, you came sprinting off the bus. It sounded like you were an extra in Dickens. Like you were fucking full British. I was like, oh, so embarrassing. I'm so stupid. Why did I panic?
I have to speak to them in their native tongue. Otherwise they won't realize this is an emergency.
So embarrassing.
That's God. Funny.
I shouldn't be allowed to go anywhere.
I know. Same. No, wait, no, no. I'm back.
Hello.
Wow. Motherhood,
Yeah.
Depending on how much of that Erica kept in, my dog has just vomited 4 times. And you want to know why? Because she eats lint.
Gross.
She eats fucking lint. We have a little trash can by the laundry, and I'm not perfect, nor is my partner. And maybe if we miss and we don't make the lint in the laundry, she finds it.
Yeah.
And she just chews it up and then she pukes. So
we had to take Charlie to the vet. He has our youngest cat has a problem sometimes with his anal glands, and he gets a really, really stinky bottom, and even can like protrude. This is disgusting. Protrudes like a liquid, and he had a stinky butt. So we called the vet. That was like at 9 a.m. Called the vet. We're in by 10:30 in the morning. It's a simple $25 procedure to express these anal glands.
Sure.
But I'm like taking him. He's only been to the vet twice since we've had him, so he's very anxious about travel in the crate. So I'm talking to him the whole way we're driving and petting him through the crate like a maniac, like one hand on the wheel, one hand on a cat. Anyway, that was a joke for comedy law enforcement listening. But so we get there, I'm in and out in less than like 7 minutes, and 3 of those were me talking to the vet tech, being like, oh, so it's like everything's fine, blah blah blah. I was like, is this something we could do at home? Like, should we learn to do this? And she just goes, it's a very intimate procedure. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, it may be better if someone that doesn't have a relationship with Charlie does it, because you have to go inside them, basically. And I was like, yeah, you know what? $25 is is the cost for me. If I have to come once a week, $100 a month, and not put my fingers and hands in my cat's anus, money well worth it. Well worth it.
Did you have to switch his food? Because Pretzel has stink ass too, and we're looking into having to switch her food because we're like, I've had many a dog, and I've never had to take them to get their anal glands done so often, but she has to get them done like once or twice a month, and that's frequent. And because she's got stink ass, and I went to the pet store and I was like, I need new food. My dog has stink ass. Like verbatim said that. I was like, that dog you're petting, stink ass. And the woman was like, oh, how about before we change the food, why don't we start giving her like some probiotics? Like you sprinkle some probiotics on her food. Okay. And I was like, wow, just like mommy. And you know what? I'm going to give him time. I'm going to give him time, but like it's been a week on the probiotics.
Yeah.
Stink ass remains. So we just got her expressed, and I had the same thought. I was like, should I just learn how to do this? And I watched a video on it, which don't do what I did. Don't do it. It's gross. Don't do it. Don't watch the video. Let the curtain between what they do and what the vet or a groomer can do, just let that curtain remain.
Yeah.
It's bad. So
yeah.
Oh my God, like, why are you trash? What a giant, massive waste of time. My stupid.
So I went to a bar and a show yesterday. Granted, this was all before 9 p.m.
Okay.
This was like a 6:30 p.m. show. So the madness that has unfolded. And so I watched the bartenders yell at each other over like some thing they didn't know about how to work on the board. It was a mess. So I order hamburger, a Hawaiian burger to be factual, some fries. I'm eating at the bar just as my boyfriend's band, Dragon the Swamp Rats, is going on. And I'm like, fuck, this is a poorly timed meal. Because now I got to sit at the bar instead of like rocking out in the crowd.
Sure.
Anyway, so I'm sitting there, I'm eating. Well, this bar it's a beautiful wooden bar. And then it has like that slightly angled down from the bar is like a thick buffer, like a beautiful trimming to the bar.
Okay.
And there's a gap about a French fry wide in between the bar and this beautiful finishing gap. And I am eating fries with my fingers like a monster. If you eat fries with a fork, like, speak to me. Please DM me and explain why. But I drop a fork, like I drop several fries between the bar and this thing. No one's around. Everyone's paying attention to the band. No one saw me do it. But then I'm having a panic of, well, do I try to get it up with this knife? And then what if the bartender sees me like knifing at his wood, psychotic? Or do I take the knife and just try to tamp it down so it goes through and hits the floor? I'm panicking. I've got ketchup on my fingers, a knife in one hand, and I'm like looking around. That made it look way more suspicious and crazy. Is me looking around, making sure no one sees me with the knife in my hands, like psychotic stuff, trying to like shove a fry to hit the floor. I was like, good God, why do I not know any table? How do you eat at a bar? That should be taught in cotillion. That should be taught in manners classes. Like, how do you
hard
stand up and eat a sloppy Hawaiian burger with teriyaki sauce and sliding pineapples and French fries at a bar? And what do you do if one falls in between the cracks? What do you do? How do you politely, with etiquette, remove a fry like a monster?
I mean, I think you got to just leave it, because if I would have seen you, I'd be like, does that woman really want that fry that bad?
I didn't want to eat it more. I just didn't want it to sit there. And then I just thought about,
you know how many fries are there?
I guess. But
that's
crack? What I was thinking about was how many little slippings of food have fallen here.
Probably a lot.
And are just sitting here. And I'm sitting over mold fries.
But
I was trying to be a part of the solution. I was trying to make it better, 1% better. So I was tapping it on the floor that I know that they probably sweep once a week. Who knows? Maybe every day. Who knows? But I was like, this is a better choice. So, on the menu, there was also chicken wings. And so I was really between the burger and the chicken wings. But the chicken wings reminds me of our first story.
Oh, so sure. Yeah.
From NBCChicago.com. A suburban school worker steals 11,000 cases of chicken wings at $1.5 million value in an embezzlement scheme.
I didn't think that schools got $1.5 million in funding.
Well, so this takes place in Cook County, which is the county that Chicago's inside of. So it might be a larger school, and it looks like it was over like a year and a half. So
between July 2020 and February 2022 is when she was engaging in this massive embezzlement scheme. Yeah.
So she had time. But yeah, she was basically placing unauthorized orders for the food items, mostly chicken wings. And eventually got caught. So the Cook County prosecutors have charged her, the director of food services at Harvey School District 152. It's a felony charge. So has theft. It's a felony for theft, continuing financial crimes, enterprise, and theft exceeding $1 million.
Okay. Now, what I'm curious was like, did we ask her why she wanted this? Because so they didn't notice until January 2022 when the school's district business manager was like auditing and realized that their food service department had exceeded the annual budget by $300,000 with the school year only being half over. So that's when they were like, what's up with this? And also that they were specifically with chicken wings that don't even get served to students normally because they have bones. So I think I want to know, like, what does she need with all, like, is she running some sort of like underground sports bar? At in her basement, like gambling, or does she think that the kids need to eat more than they, are served? And so then she, like, was this for the children?
No.
Or was this for her?
This is for her. So she would show up when Gordon Food Service would deliver food for the district for, the food order. She'd sign the electronic keypad, acknowledge she'd received the food. So she'd mix it in with the regular food for the school and these extra chicken wings. So it looked like, it wasn't just chicken wing, chicken wing, chicken wing order. It'd be like, oh, we need, the corn, the bread, and these chicken wings. So, the normal stuff. And so then it was billed to the school district, and she would leave the food in one of the district's cargo vans without bringing it inside. So she was then taking it and selling it to someone else.
So she was selling the chicken wings.
Seems so. We don't know for a fact. Allegedly, seems like she was reselling them at a value for profit. Yeah.
Wow.
People do anything for food.
I mean, yeah, even engage in anger and conspiracy and lawyers with their neighbors.
Yes. So from fox8.com, our second story, Cleveland Heights residents sue neighbors over backyard pizza oven. Yikes.
As the old saying goes, don't take the law into your own hands, take them to court. I don't know where that saying, like what this is referring to. I feel like this is just the journalist being like my grandpa always said,
right. No,
if you're gonna buy 3 pizzas, you might as well buy 5.
Exactly. Steven Seagal's one that was like, take the law into your own hand. Like, I've never heard the opposite of that.
We've talked about his Louisiana cop show, I believe.
Yes.
I'll never forget it.
I have a new show that's scripted reality. I just discovered it's fake, but it's called South Beach Tow. It's from like the 2011, 2014 era. And it's just tow trucks in Miami, like the South Beach of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane. Like, people get their car towed, they have to get it paid. So then it's the customers being like crazy. The people that work there are characters. It's absurd. Anyway, it ran for like 5 seasons and like 3 years. I sent you the clip of a woman gets run over and pushed out of a parking garage and falls like 2 stories.
What?
Yeah, I sent you that. Maybe you didn't see it. I send you a lot of clips. So
I watched them all. I don't remember this.
Yeah, a woman gets pushed out of a parking garage by the car she's trying to tow. And then the girls in the car get in and try to drive away. Well, the guy with her is just the dispatch operator. He doesn't know how to drive the truck. So he gets in and starts chasing the girls. They're at a gate because it's a parking garage. And he like yells at the guys, like, don't let them out. I call 911. My friend fell off the building. And you're like, oh my God, like, did this woman just die on this reality show? But then she comes like limping, and her name is Bernice. She's incredible. And she's like, and he's like, Bernice, you need to go to the hospital. She's like, Bernice ain't going to the hospital. She's towing this car. Like, punches out the window of the vehicle to drag one of the little girls out that like pushed her off the car. But the man saying it, Dave, he's insane. He just has that like wiltery older man voice. It's like a 1.5-minute clip, and it's like the best clip I've ever seen. And then she does a confessional, and she's like, and she refers to herself in third person always. She's like, Bernice ain't going to the hospital. That's for rich people. My Obamacare hasn't clocked in yet. Basically, it's a show of its time, and it is so absurd. Just this. Don't watch like episodes, watch clips.
That's giving Discovery.
Plus,
it was
on True TV.
Yeah. I see. All right.
Taking the law into these hands, the towing's a legal gray area. We'll get it. But anyway, so basically what happened is a couple is suing their neighbors for using a large pizza oven in their backyard. So one couple has a pizza oven in their yard. The other couple, their neighbor, is suing them for it.
As someone who is lactose intolerant, I cannot have you waving your pizza enjoyment in my face. I assume that is their reasoning, right?
Sound. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they said that when the pizza oven is in use, the smoke and gases travel to their property and into their apartment, causing them physical discomfort, annoyance, stress, and anxiety, and that the smoke and gases significantly affect their ability to enjoy and use their property in their apartment. Now, you're saying your place smells too much like pizza and that's causing you stress and anxiety.
And babe, pizza ovens just give up. It's a wood smell. It's a commercial sized pizza, wood fire pizza oven. It means they burn wood. They aren't burning other chemicals in it.
I'm going to say that perhaps these people just don't like their neighbors and that they were like looking for anything to maybe beef over, because I can't, I mean, I don't like that my neighbors smoke, but I can't sue them.
Sure.
You know?
I don't like hearing my neighbor yell at his kids through my wall. But do I listen every time with like a little glass pulled up so I can hear it better? Of course.
Also, maybe just close your windows, because they're saying like they get headaches and, coughing, sore throats, like burning eyes, dizziness. Like, how much fucking smoke? Like, maybe just
it's a commercial sized one. It's not like a home pizza oven. It is a bigger pizza oven. Wood fire though. So imagine
you could just ring them up and go, hey, do you know how to use that thing? Because I think you're creating too much smoke, because I'm burning alive in my apartment.
I'm sure it came to that, but it fell on deaf ears, the complaint said. So, and the pizza oven burns from 3 to 10 hours at a time.
What do they need so much pizza for?
These are the questions we should be asking.
Wow. Here I was taking the side of the pizza oven people, but now, I'm looking at the picture. That's a pretty big pizza oven.
That's a pretty big pizza oven.
Are we allowed?
I think so. Yes, you can make fun of white ethnics. It's okay.
Great.
As white ethnics, we can make fun of other white ethnics.
That's a pretty big pizza. Great. It feels good.
Italians, the Irish, all okay to make fun of. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, that's a little bit more pizza than you need. We got chicken wings, we got pizza. Where is this underground sports bar? There's a conspiracy here.
We invite us. We're a good time.
We love wings and pizza.
Tell us on Twitter, and we'll come. So,
but Twitter, man, as if it couldn't get worse for Twitter. Let's talk about our next story
from BBC.com.
A bird charity was locked out of Twitter after woodcock tweets.
A bird conservation charity said it had been locked out of Twitter for 8 days after posting several tweets about the woodcock. The Norfolk-based British Trust of Ornithology, the BTO, of course, we should have just said BTO. Everybody would have known that.
Everybody would have known what the BTO was.
But they said they lost its access during the big garden bird watch. And they said they've reached out to Twitter, but has not responded. But Elon Musk tweeted to say the story was ironic. Not ironic, but we'll get into the definition of irony another time. They posted to their Facebook page to inform them their Twitter account was frozen. They tried to contact Twitter to get it back and explain, hey, we're a bird conservatory, not some porno site. It was asked to verify its identity on Twitter. And it went all down there from there because we didn't tally with Twitter's very under-publicized age verification policy, blah, blah, blah. We thought it might have been the repeated use of the word woodcock in our species survey, and Twitter comms is yet to respond.
Maybe it's because no one works at Twitter anymore.
Yeah, there's like 8 guys, and he just fired another one this week. Elon fired an engineer. He had a meeting, and he was like, hey, why aren't my tweets getting as much engagement as they did like 2 years ago? I'm so followed. I'm getting only so many impressions. And an engineer's like, yeah, man, like you're not searched as much. Your content isn't as hot. Like these are the numbers. You're not shadow banned. Nobody just gives a shit. They're bored of you, politely, with data and, an engineer speak. And Elon fired him. It's like, no, I only want people to kiss my ass and tell me that the app is broken, not I'm not entertaining or engaging. Yeah. Wild. Anyway.
I mean, I think speaking of FOMO, thinking of not being entertaining.
Yeah. It would be like not going to your ex's wedding.
From the mirror.co, a bride goes viral because she sat her ex-boyfriends at the same table so that they could all see what they were missing.
The sign on the table read, table of ex-boyfriends at the wedding reception.
I mean, is this bold or is this, if you're worried about what your exes think?
Yeah.
Are you over them?
No.
Like, I don't know. Are you over them?
I had a man in the grocery store that looked like a boyfriend from college, but it would have been in Oklahoma, and he like stopped and stared at me for a second, like tried to get my attention. I was like, no, I'm not engaging with a stranger that kind of looks like a boy I dated in college at the grocery store here. I'm like, watch my Instagram stories like you always do. Like, goodbye. Like, sprinted, like just kept pushing. But he tried to definitely like, someone tried to like get my attention and he looked like someone I used to know. But I was like, no, don't have time to engage. The earbuds are in. Earbuds are in.
I bolt. Whenever I see, I ran into, well, I didn't run into him. Actually, I was good about it. I saw someone that I had a storied history with. I'll say that, a situationship, if you will, which is worse than a relationship, I'd say.
Yep.
As far as unresolved bullshit. Saw that person wandering around Costco and was like, in my house?
Yes.
You came to my house?
My house of worship.
You thought you could come to my Costco? Okay. But obviously did not react that way. Instead, literally told Taylor, I gotta go, I'll explain later, and ran to the other side of the store. I was like, I'll meet you at the checkouts. We're done, right? Bye.
Yeah.
I just like, look, I'm not afraid, and there's no like beef. And like, I'm sure that there wouldn't even have been a conversation anyways, but I just don't like the interaction. I don't like I don't even like the eye contact of, oh, fuck, that person's here, like, but they know that you're there, like, whatever. Now, I definitely don't like if they happen to have seen me and then see me run.
Yes.
But you know what? I'll never know. I'll never know. If they saw that, but I had to go. And explain to Taylor in the car. It's just this guy is a situationship. Like, what? I didn't want to do the whole. I didn't want to do the whole thing. And something I know about this person, actually, he too is a runner, because we'd run into each other at another time and at a movie theater. And I was like, oh, hey, to him, because I didn't think we'd ended that bad. And he just kept walking and didn't speak to me. But I was like, oh, he has a twin brother. So maybe that was his twin. Like, genuinely, it'd been years. So like, maybe it was his twin. And then we matched right before the pandemic, because if you're not matching with your situationship, are you even toxic, And we went on a date prior to the pandemic. And I was like, oh, by the way, I think I saw your brother at the movies. And he was like, no, that was me. And I was like, why didn't you say hi? And he was like, I don't know. I freaked out. I panicked. And I was like, really? And I made fun of him for being a runner. I was like, go grow up, bro. And then I swear to God, then 2 years later, I see him in Costco and I was like, no. I don't know. Whatever, man. Yeah. The point is, there will be no table of ex-boyfriends at my wedding.
Yeah. If you'd been on a boat, you'd have jumped in with the sharks, right?
I gotta get off. Get me off. Yeah, I would have started speaking in a British accent. It's like, oh, bloody hell, I forgot my phone. Boink. Just run.
Well, our next story from mlive.com is about a woman using sharks to turn heads in her Michigan home.
Ooh.
Yeah. So left shark, baby shark, jaws, all the sharks got
all the big sharks.
The guys, I'm talking the celebrity, the top tier sharks. Left shark.
Shit. Baby shark's gonna be there?
Baby shark?
Fuck him. Get Jaws.
I gotta wear something different. I can't. Oh my God, Jaws. He never comes out.
Jaws? Oh wow. We gotta go.
A woman was making snow sharks in her front yard. So she was basically making, shapes out of snow and then dyeing them to look like actual sharks. They look like they're jumping out of the snow. It's really cute. So
Cute.
she uses food coloring, water, and a spray bottle. They say, but they take about like 4 to 5 hours to make 3 sharks. That's an appropriate amount of time. I would say that's a good budgeting of time. Yeah, basically she's like, I'm an artist. Like, I'm bored. What am I gonna do with snow? So,
I mean, some people like go really hard with like sandcastles. So this feels appropriate. It's just kind of choosing your medium.
true. I know a guy. I don't know him. I have driven past his place, I should say, where Woody Guthrie was born in Okemah, Oklahoma. Across the street from his original house is a chainsaw artist, and he carves into wood and makes incredible statues and designs out of just trunks of big chunks of trees and stuff. And he has like a big Woody Guthrie tree carving and different things around. It's amazing. But chainsaw is his medium. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, find your thing, and as long as it's not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind living next door to a snow artist, especially if I lived somewhere where there were snows. I don't. But if I did, they'd probably be like, hey, do you mind if I come over and grab some of your snow? And I'd be like, have at it, girl. Yeah. Live your life, be an artist.
Well, you know where it doesn't snow very often, or if at all?
Who's to say? I mean, well, I don't know. Probably not, right?
With climate change, we'll never know.
Oh my God. I mean, can you believe Texas these days though? Wow.
Terrible. Our hearts go out. Bro. That sounded sarcastic. It's not. It genuinely, like, I'm so sorry.
Okay, Ted Cruz.
I'm not. I'm getting on a plane down to Cabo in about a half hour. But
this is my daughter wanted to go for her birthday. Obviously, I'd much rather be back in Texas.
I'm just picking her up, of course.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Google last year. But Erica right now is, of course, referring to Florida for our next story, though.
We got a Florida woman story.
Hello.
A Florida woman. This comes to us from the HuffingtonPost.com. Florida woman learns there is actually a wrong way to eat a Reese's.
I don't remember these commercials, although there is something kind of familiar, but there's a commercial from the 1990s. It's for the Reese's peanut butter cups with the iconic slogan, "There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's."
Yeah. So basically people would, shave the top, bite the sides, eat the chocolate around it, leave the little cut, like different ways of taking bites. Someone would take a bite and do it like a boomerang and then finish it. It was goofy. It was a commercial series. But this woman learned there is a wrong way. Last week, she was arrested for speeding 127 miles per hour along a stretch of the Interstate 95. Ooh. So she said basically that when she was arrested and asked about it, she cooperated. She didn't appear to be under the influence of alcohol or substance. She kept insisting she was simply trying to enjoy the snack at a higher rate of speed than anyone else had done previously.
Okay, if there's not a Guinness person in your car, I don't buy it.
Yeah, I'm like, are you taking a video? Officer Davis asked to search her vehicle, at which point he found 9 kilos of cocaine packed in her trunk.
Oh, man. Gosh, there's always being a Florida cop must be kind of easy. Like, you say, do you know why I stopped you? You're speeding. And they go, oh, well. And then they say whatever ludicrous thing is going to pour out of their mouth. And then all of a sudden you go, I'm going to need to check that trunk.
She said she had no intention of using or selling it, though. She's just like, just wanted to carry it around, feel the adrenaline.
You got to understand, officer. I mean, with the weight balance in this car, like, I might spin out going this fast if I didn't have something weighing it back. What was I going to put back there? Textbooks? This is Florida. We burned all those. Sorry about it. Ooh, you can't handle me? I'm too controversial. Ooh.
Well, let's stay in Florida because where a lot of people go to retire?
Florida.
Yeah. So from the dailymail.co, some frisky swingers at a Florida retirement village are trying different colors of loofahs to their cars to indicate sexual preferences to potential partners.
I like this system because not only are you telling me, like what it is that you are putting down for someone to pick up, you're also saying, and I'm all clean.
Yes. Yeah. You're like, hey, I'm DDC. So a video went viral recently with about 3 million views of the thing from a drag queen named Tora Hyman. Oh,
Woohoo!
so silly. And so she basically is like showing the series of cars, but Reddit has a post from several years ago that is the codes. So white loofah tied to your car is a novice, a beginner.
Okay.
Purple is for voyeurs and people who like to watch. Pink is soft swap, people who like to do it with others in the room. Blue is the lowest level of swap, those who can play well with others.
Okay.
Yellow is mid-level swap for those who want to still have fun but are still nervous. Black, full swap. Those who say what the hell, let it all go. Teal, blue is bisexual for those who want to increase their dating chances.
Uh-huh.
Don't leave anybody out.
Sure.
I love it.
Man,
I don't know why they don't wear bracelets, right?
No, probably not, because wouldn't you know it, this is all sponsored by Bed Bath & Beyond, the best place to buy a lot of different colors of loofahs.
Who's going out of business, by the way? They're being chopped. We're only going to have like Bed Bath or Beyond moving forward. They're declaring bankruptcy.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's Bath with all these loofahs. I mean, again, I don't know where else to buy this.
Yeah.
If someone was like, I need a teal loofah and a black loofah so that everyone knows that I'm bisexual and diggity down for anything, I'd be like, I think there's a Bed Bath in the Burbank Mall. Like that was exactly what I would think. So this is a veritable boom town for baby boomers. You know, this is age 55 plus. Although I think baby boomers are older than 55 now, but anyways, we don't need to get into logistics. It's a bunch of old people smacking.
Yeah, good for them. Use protection. You can still get STDs. You might not be able to get pregnant, but you can get STDs. Be careful.
I don't want to say I love this because obviously STDs are bad, but I do find it screwy when it's like, oh, there's a chlamydia outbreak in this retirement community, and he's like, you guys, just because you can't get pregnant, did you learn nothing? No, because they get rid of sex ed in schools.
Yeah, and back then they just had a banana, and they were like, there's a banana and this is a baby. Carry around a sack of flour so you know what it's like to have a baby.
And if you get pregnant, you will die.
Yes.
I would love to go to Texas. Do you mind?
Please. Yeah. Yeehaw. Okay. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Giddy up, cowgirls, because from apnews.com, a Texas man has been jailed in Dallas monkey case, and he says he'll do it again.
Like a Scooby-Doo villain. So I broke podcast news the other day when I announced that a leopard had been missing from an Ohio zoo. I can't remember the exact details. It had been found. Everything had been back in. You know, the code Blue 19 had been avoided, but Dallas has had a series of break-ins, it seems. So recently, a 24-year-old man was linked to these cases of missing animals, and the police said that he had swiped 2 monkeys from their enclosures. Babe, I get it. I want a monkey more than anything.
Totally.
If I get crazy fuck you money, I'm buying a huge ass like acreage somewhere, and I'm going to move where monkeys just hang out and I can watch them all day.
I don't want to need a bunch of money to move to where the monkeys hang out, but
I don't want other people seeing my monkeys.
Oh, okay. Maybe you could like buy the Playboy Mansion if you have fuck you money, you know.
I'm at like a country where the monkeys are native. I don't want to take them out. Like I don't want them to be in an enclosure.
You want to move to Africa?
I guess, yeah. I guess,
or like South America,
some part of Africa, and then just be like, "Hey, monkeys, I bought this so nobody can hurt you. Have fun." You know.
You look. This isn't what this is about, but you know, I don't think it costs like a ton of money to move to South America or Africa. And money aside, you could also like dedicate the rest of your life to science. But you're saying you need to have fuck you money in order to like you want to be Carol Baskin. You want to build your own thing and keep it private.
Like a menagerie, but they're allowed to go free and be themselves. I don't want to like keep a monkey in the house. I watch a lot of videos about those, like different types of apes and orangutans and monkeys that are kept in, like primates that are kept in homes and they wear like diapers or little polo shirts. And I'm like, that's so cute, but it's so fucked up because they're not supposed to be there. They're not domesticated, you know?
Hey, all you marsupials and bananas.
That's me.
Yeah, that'll be you. Okay, well, fine.
Anyway, so this man was jailed and held on a $25,000 bond. He was arrested after questioning led him to the Dallas Aquarium. After questioning about the Dallas Aquarium and animals there, he's been charged with 6 counts of animal cruelty and 2 counts of burglary. Wow, wow, wow. But basically what he'd been doing, he waited till dark, jumped a fence to get into the zoo grounds, cut the metal mesh of an enclosure, and took out 2 emperor tamarin monkeys. Oh, those are the really cool ones. They look like little people. Like they look like they're in like these dope little sweaters. Like they look like old men in like really cool little sweaters. They're so
Tamarin
cute.
monkeys. I'm Googling.
They have like these beards. They're so cool. Like
Oh,
long whiskers. Anyway. And then
okay. They look like them, like the kind of people who enter into like beard competitions where you're like,
yes.
Okay, I guess that's your thing.
Yeah. So, you know, the multiple cats and pigeons were in the home. There were fish, all these things. And basically he's just like, I love monkeys. I'll do it again.
I don't want to fuck you up further. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but
no.
Did you know that tamarin monkeys were the sizes of squirrels? I know. That's pretty crazy to learn, isn't it?
They're so cute.
That's really small.
I can't remember the brand. I have a picture of it, but there are this one type that literally look like they're in the coolest strip of all time. They look like they have like a dope, like blue, like a navy or like a maroon, like fisherman's sweater on and pant. Like their coloring makes them look like they're wearing just like a dope little like northeastern fit. Like a marine time fit. They're so fucking beautiful. Anyway, I want a monkey and I want a pig. I found a new breed of pig that I'm obsessed with.
You can have one of those.
Well, I know, but Winston's so against a pig in the house. But
that's fair.
Yeah, it's smart. There's these pigs called Mangalistas. And it's a Hungarian breed of domestic pig, but it is furry. Like it looks like a sheep. It's a pig that grows these like crazy fur in the winter. It's like a thick curly coat of hair.
It does look like a sheep.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? And I'm not trying to be rude. Do you eat pork?
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I ate pork when I raised pigs growing up. Like, you know. It's
right. You're country. I forgot.
I'm country.
I'm like, girl, you can't have a pig in LA and still eat pork. But I forgot you're country. So
yeah. Yeah. Now, now I live in California. No pigs, no monkeys, just me alone, doing little dances in my house, thinking I'm an expert, but I'm not. Yeah.
An expert in dances. What does that remind me of?
Wait, Cass, are you ready?
Oh, that's what it was reminding me of. Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, well, it's time for the dumpster fire of the week.
Oh my God. From NBCsports.com, which, by the way, in honor of the Super Bowl, of course, I just want to put a big congratulations to the Super Bowl winners, Philadelphia Eagles. What a great game, man. I remember every moment. But yeah, in honor of the Super Bowl being yesterday, we'd love to talk about those hot, sexy cheerleaders.
From NBCsports.com. Do NFL cheerleaders get paid? Here's how much their average salary is. And it will shock the shit out of you. That's not an article. I editorialized that.
I was gonna damn, you just made this clickbait.
So basically,
maybe you should make that the title. This will shock the shit out of you. We'll get more listens.
Yeah. So, the cheerleaders have to train, practice, show up to the games. Sometimes they participate in calendar shoots, charity events. They do speaking engagements. Like it's not just showing up on any given Sunday, waving your pom-poms and meticulous choreography.
Yeah.
They have to come to the game sometimes 4 to 5 hours to prepare. They spend 34 hours a week practicing, and they are the least paid people in the stadium.
They don't even make minimum wage, you guys. 15-year-old lifeguards make the same amount of money as a cheerleader in the NFL. This is on average about 150 to get per game. So cheerleaders on average are making about $22,000 a year. And that's including maybe the $50 to $75 featured for a public appearance. You make more money on a fucking reality show that you don't win the prize on.
Yeah.
Than
they have to
a cheerleader.
All of them have other jobs. I watch a lot of Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders making the team, and they're all like, I'm a this, I'm a that. And I do this on it's nights, it's their weekends for nothing.
It's so bizarre. And there's been now 3 teams who have been sued over this. It was the Raiders, the Bills, and I don't know which one, what's the other one that's being sued, but like
the Jets.
Yeah, something like that.
Buccaneers. Yeah.
They're being sued, and like a lot of these teams, their solution to this is just to not have cheerleaders anymore. But like, why on earth is one of the most profitable, the biggest sport in the United States?
Yeah.
They can't afford to pay their performers a living wage. It's just insane to me. And they get in trouble if they wear the wrong shit to practice. Like they
get fined. They get fined.
Yeah, they get fined. You can't fine someone
who's
for
practically
something
volunteering.
Yeah. It's bizarre, and it's pretty there's some like I guess the Dallas Cowboys and like the Panthers cheerleaders get paid around $75,000 yearly, which is probably enough for a living wage, but I wouldn't call that comfortable, especially not for someone who's regularly on television
or in a high cost of living area.
Plus
the maintenance of having to do that, be in dance class, but drive back and forth to rehearsal, have to have your hair, your makeup, your nails done. There's maintenance to this job.
There's a lot of maintenance. Here's this for anyone. When you're selling your image, let's say, if you're a union actor, I think like the minimum, you could be on a TV show with one line, can I grab you some water, sir? And then you're in and out, right? That person is going to make probably $7,000 to $8,000 just on that day over the course of like, maybe that's a little high. They're going to make a lot though. They're going to make, they'll get the daily rate of like close to $1,000. And then there's residuals and, but for like a day of work. And then meanwhile, these women are 40 hours a week.
And training like their whole lives, just like an actor, to do this.
It's really weird. And like, or a model using a calendar shoot, like even if
selling
it's
your image and you get no money from that selling of your image for the team.
Like even non-union people get paid better than this. It doesn't make sense. It's one of those things. The water boys make more money than the cheerleaders.
They're independent contractors. So because of that, they can basically skirt minimum wage requirements. It's nuts. NFL players make about $2 million per season. That's an average salary. Some obviously make $150 million, $50 million a year for like 3 years. Some make $46 million per season. The NFL coaches.
Yeah. The coaches are making $7 million a season on average.
Yeah.
But that's like the average. There's some that make up to 18 million. And meanwhile, you can't even give the cheerleaders a 6-figure income.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's shocking.
It's shocking. Yeah. It's nuts.
The person working concessions is making more than the person than the athlete who's on the field.
Yeah, because they're making at least a minimum wage.
And also, no shade on the people who work concessions at sports games. That's tough work. That's hard work too.
That's hard as hell. And they like crank out that service.
I don't know. It makes no sense. And it's shocking that it's a thing. You're like, well, why? What else do you do with your lifetime of cheerleading experience?
Yeah, your dance, your cheerleading experience. And as someone that watches Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders making the team,
sure.
Basically an expert judge at this point.
Absolutely.
There's a difference between like a professionally trained dancer and someone that can do I mean, you have to be a strong dancer to do the cheering,
gymnast.
Their gymnast, the cheerleading style dancing, like the palm style dancing, is so different than like a traditional dance. I would say it really is its own thing. That, you know, some people that are like, I'm a rockette, I'm a ballerina in New York stages, don't necessarily have the ability to do the palm dancing style. It's just a different type of training. You have to play that game. You know, you can lift all the weights, but you might not know how to golf. You can be the world's best athlete, but not know how to do something. You know, it's really interesting, like all that they put into it. And it sucks that they're just not paid accordingly.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's I'll tell you what, it's a worthy dumpster fire.
Absolutely. And again, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs on the game. It was great all around. Rihanna, great halftime show. We're proud of you, girl. Thanks for coming back.
So good.
The fact that you opened with was amazing, you know, hard to predict, amazing show.
And can you believe that showed up? It'll be
My
funny.
goodness.
It'll be
anyway,
funny.
we're that's just garbage and we're throwing it away, you know. But
Bye-bye.
like, Cass, what are you hoarding?
Okay, I'm hoarding the fact that I don't know how this happened to me, but I'm like, I don't know, like I guess I like it. I've somehow found myself in the Pedro Pascal algorithm on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm hoarding it at this point. I can sleep at night not having sex with Pedro Pascal, you know, but there are some people out there who I don't think can. And they make videos, they make fan fiction, they make video after video after video. I saw a video and all it was him sitting down on a late night show and then them zooming in on how he's like touching the couch.
Baby.
Because I think people are like, how hot
are those to me?
Yeah, I like it's it's crazy. Like,
baby.
People are like, people want to like do him. And look, I watched The Last of Us, okay? And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't argue at all. I might even ask for it, okay? If the situation was right. So I get it. But he is like messing some people up. Like people maybe it's like I'm never on the algorithms for like, you know, like the Harry Styles. Like I'm sure Harry Styles does this to people. And like, so maybe I'm like not on it, but like Pedro Pascal's like on the older side. So this has to be just really sexually charged, like women over. This isn't Harry Styles demographic.
It's women, it's men.
This is
young.
Yeah.
No, it's the Harry Styles generation too. People,
everyone, they're grown.
Everyone
but people
daddy.
Like, there and look again, I'm watching The Last of Us. I thought he was hot in Narcos, but it's definitely a different level now, maybe. And I watched his SNL episode. I said, "What?
My god,
what a delight this man is!" Like,
so funny. He led sketches,
and he kept breaking, and I was just like, I love. Like, look, I can't emphasize.
He played a bisexual king or prince. I mean,
yeah,
a king to me, but a bisexual prince in Game of Thrones. Mwah.
Oh my god, I forgot about his.
Yeah.
I remember that he was
From
in Game of
Dorne.
Thrones, but I was like, who was he?
Yeah.
That was such a good. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot that was him. Look, all I'm trying to say is I'm hoarding it because I get it.
Yeah,
I'm nervous for people out there a little bit. The people who are making these, who like are just like get out the mops, you know, at this video. Of Pedro Pascal like caressing a chair, probably unknowingly because he's nervous or something.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oi!" But I'm here for it. I'm glad it's my algorithm. I'll start sending it to you. But like, I gotta warn you, girl. Like, it's almost every other. And that's why it's in my algorithm. Because I saw one, and I was like, "This is insane," and then I watch all of them. But it's like every other video now. And at first I was like, he needs to be careful. He's going to be like Jennifer Lawrence. He's going to fly too close to the sun. You know, like he's going to realize how much people like him. And he keeps making comments about how he's daddy and all these things. But I'm like, I don't know though. Maybe he won't. Maybe people won't get sick of him. Maybe people are just like, they're here for it. And they're like, yes, call yourself daddy. Who cares? Be daddy. Call me mommy. Call me a bitch slut, like, or whatever, you know. I don't know.
I feel like I've got a little insight into old Cassandra. No, I have a friend that directed him in a movie in like 2015.
I bet he was nice.
Bloodsucking Bastards. It's a comedy horror film. You should check it out sometime.
Was he nice?
My friend said he was great to work with.
I
He said
love
he was
that.
great to work with.
I love that
So,
for him.
yeah.
What are you hoarding?
I'm hoarding a new show on Peacock. Y'all, Peacock's a good streaming site.
Yeah.
It's called Poker Face, and it's from Ryan Johnson, the guy who wrote Knives Out and all of these fun things that we love. And it's just really charming. So basically the conceit is that this woman, it's a mystery of the week show. So basically, it's a whodunit. But at the beginning, you always know who killed who. You know that. But now but you never know how the main character's in this world at this time. And then it reverses and it shows you, oh, she's been the waitress the whole time and she was just off screen for this scene or whatever. But her thing is she can tell when someone's lying. She's like a human lie detector. So she knows.
Natasha Lyonne.
Natasha Lyonne.
Got it.
Mommy. It knows. It's got amazing Chloe Sevigny, Ellen Barkin, Adrian Brody, all guest stars and things like that. But it's really, really great. Benjamin Pratt is in it. Yes, it's so good. I would highly, highly recommend checking out Poker Face. And yeah, it's she's the main character, but it's Columbo in a way of,
that's cute.
We know who dies, but here's how to get them to admit that they did it. Yeah, it's really cute. So I recommend it. Poker Face, really cute. New episode every week. You can't binge it. I mean, now there's about 6 banked up, but I like the episode rolled out all at once, rolled out weekly. I like episodes that are rolled out weekly. Kind of makes it an event to watch, just like an HBO show.
I hate it.
It's hard, but guess what is not? What is not being rolled out weekly? We got 5 episodes of You season 4.
Oh gosh, I fell off after season 2.
Oh, baby, pick it back up.
Is it good? It's still good.
Let me just say this. Joe, Penn Badgley's character, is sporting a beard, is in London, and wearing tweed sweaters and like jackets.
What is going to London with something like the new Jumping the Shark? Because so I as someone who works in post-production, I managed to be privy to an early screening of Magic Mike 3, Mike's Last Dance, which just came out this weekend to underwhelming results in the theaters, but also like I didn't even realize it was coming out this weekend. Like they probably could have done more publicity on it. Anyways, without spoiling anything, although I don't know if there's to spoil for Magic Mike 3. It takes place in London. And I'm like,
I thought it was taking place in Paris.
No, it's still in London. I'm like, what? Okay. Why are they bringing him to London? Anyways, whatever. I'm proud of Penn Badgley or Badley or whatever, the guy from You, because he really has been doing the work to make sure that everyone knows that he's not a psycho on TikTok and like doing the dances and trying to, seem down to earth so that you can separate his character, which everyone like fantasizes about, like anyways, even though he's a murderer, but he's doing his best.
I listened to him on Nicole. Oh my God.
Byer.
I listened to him on Nicole Byer's podcast. Why Won't You Date Me? And just the way he spoke about his partner and like, he just seemed, I don't know him. It's a complete parasocial relationship. I get that. But the way he, as himself, like spoke about his partner and like meeting her and like, the relationship, I was so happy and impressed and like took things away from it. He seems very insightful and very mature and responsible. So I appreciate that he's doing that. Cause like, I'm the bad guy. Don't fall in love with my character. Yeah.
I know people do though. I mean, I
get it.
I'll admit it. Like I watched that first season. I was like, but why is the murderer hot?
Yeah. Why is he so hot? Anyway, what are you throwing away?
Baking. Look, we had our Valentine's Day early because Valentine's Day is on a Tuesday. So we're like, let's celebrate it on Saturday. And as I was at the store, procuring the meal, because we're not going to go out. We're not crazy. And I was like, okay, let's see. What do I make for dessert? and I was going to bake something. And then I was at Whole Foods and I was like, or I could buy this cake. And this cake it's a $30 cake. And it's like maybe a 6-inch cake. It's not what you picture when you picture 30. You can buy 3 sheet cakes from Costco for $30, but I'm at Whole Foods. Okay. And it was a $30 cake. It was a red velvet cake. And that was Taylor's favorite. And I was like, do I bake something or that, and like make this thing from scratch? Or do I buy this $30 cake that I know is going to be good? And I had to sit there and I had to go, well, how much do I make an hour at work? And I was like, you know what? I think the time that it's going to take me to bake this cake versus just buying this $30 cake, I'll be losing money. And so that's to say I'm throwing out baking as a whole because it's hard and it takes a long time and I'm not good at it.
You got to follow the rules. It's not like cooking. It's like you got to follow the exact rules.
Can't play jazz with it at all. And it's just like, so, you know, I'm mad at baking as a whole because it's like it should have been not a net loss for me to bake this cake, but it just wasn't. So I had to buy this $30 Whole Foods cake and because they know how to bake. Ugh.
I know it's a hard life. I've started to get more jazzy with baking, and you're not supposed to.
No.
I'm like, oh, this much baking soda? What if I added this much? Let's roll the dice, baby. It crazy.
Really makes a difference. It makes a huge difference.
It does, but I'm like, ooh, I want the crust to feel this way. Ooh, just a dash of that. Like I've been really playing fast and loose with some of the baking.
What's
rules.
The result? Has any of it been right or good?
Oh yeah, better banana bread.
Oh,
with a real crisp top. Yeah, it's been, sometimes I'm like, ooh, too much sugar. I have to admit that. But I've been playing fast and loose.
The sugar I'll always adjust. I made a buttercream cake when I was like, moments away from walking into traffic in the early pandemic. And I was tasting the frosting as I went. And I said, my God, if I put as much powdered sugar in this as they're asking me to, it would be inedible. In fact, even at half the amount, I was like, is this good?
Yeah.
And then I made cupcakes, sprinkles cupcakes. And I was like, these are the best cupcakes I've ever made. And everyone was like, yeah. Well, because Taylor took them to work and they were like, oh, we like how these cupcakes aren't very sweet. And I was like, are they crazy? Those cupcakes are, that's like licking sugar cubes. So I will mess with the sugar because I'm very sensitive to it. I really don't like so much sugar. I don't know. What are you throwing out?
So there's a clip from MTV's The Challenge, which is where they take people from. I don't know where they take these people from now.
Real world road rules.
Road rules is where it started, but now it's like kind of a lot of reality stars, regular people. I don't know where they get all the contestants from.
Sure.
There was a clip on the internet that I watched and I was like, this is the most irresponsible thing I've ever seen. So it's a, they do physical challenges. They have to run across this or bungee jump or do all these crazy things, right? Well, they had a challenge and they do this on Survivor sometimes where they had to put a ball in a slingshot that they had to sit down to pull back. Like it was that hard of a slingshot and then shoot the ball to hit a target in the field. But the ball that they were using was a golf ball on one of those very powerful.
It's like a bullet.
Well, the clip was this girl fucking misfires and it hits her in the face and she's down bleeding. It's the medic. I don't know whether, and again, I don't watch the show. I just saw this clip. I used to watch the show when I was younger. And her partner's like, it's going to be okay. Like he was not like, oh my God, we have to finish the challenge. He was so kind and attentive and like, you come first, like your health is what we need to figure out. It was amazing. And then she's taken care of. She's like in the ambulance. She's, going to be okay. And the producer, he's like, can I finish the thing just solo? Like I'll do it for time for, whatever it is. I don't know the full context. I think it was close to the finals. And the producer's like, you have to do it in pairs. I can't do anything. I'm so sorry.
You can't do anything.
He's ball. I'm like, you're the one that writes the rules. You're the you're the producer. You're the executive producer. Like you could say, okay, we'll just do one time versus the other people that have two people. He's bawling his eye. Like the producer's like, I'm so sorry. And it's insane. Because I'm like, I don't know if they were set up to win, like what was going on. But then the interviews are with them after the challenge, being like, our friendship survived. Like, that's what matters. All these beautiful things. But I'm like, you fucking let somebody basically shoot like a bullet, a golf ball into their face. They didn't have to wear mask. They didn't have to wear helm. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have any protective gear. Like, Survivor does it with like sandbags that you can't really fire on yourself. It was so fucking irresponsible, and I'm so mad at MTV. And I was like, the fact I would sue fucking every line. And you get the coffee at MTV, your name's named on a lawsuit. Like, I was so pissed. I was just like, this is terrible. Like, at least let him. This is the most irresponsible thing. She could have died. It like hit her in the nose, eye area. Like, she had black eyes. It was so sad. And she like broke her nose. I was like, this is so fucking irresponsible. I'm done. I'm never revisiting this show. It's like, maybe I will. Fuck you, MTV. Fuck you for making Drag Race 60 minutes. Finally, you're changing back to 90. And fuck you for that clip from the challenge. I'm done. MTV, you're thrown out. Anyway.
Did they end up canceling that like Real Friends of West Hollywood show in order to make Drag Race longer or what?
So I think they only ordered like 8 episodes, like so many episodes.
Uh-huh.
And so the show's going to run its airing. And then starting in March, we're going to get the 90-minute episodes of Drag Race back. So the show's not necessarily canceled. I think the order was fulfilled.
Even though people hate it?
Yeah, they're going to continue to air it. Yeah, until the end. And then Drag Race will be returned to 90 minutes because we are unhappy. We bullied a corporation, y'all. We did it.
Yeah. Where do the people find you?
Yes, you can find me at Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram and TikTok. Instagram and TikTok. I was like, what's my Twitter handle? Don't find me there. I'm done. I'm bored. But you can find me there, and you can find me here every Monday on the Trashy podcast. And where can they find you, Cassandra?
At Cass Cardenas on Instagram and no, don't find me there either. And you can find us at Trashy Podcast, gmail.com. You can email us stories or tell us why you're trash. We love when you do that. We also love when you leave 5-star reviews on whatever platform you're listening to. That helps us out a lot. We have a merch store. That's threadless.trashypodcast.com, where you can buy some t-shirts with our classic catchphrases on it. And you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Trashy Pod.
Absolutely. You can always find us again at the merch store. And I would like to thank our new patron, Caroline. Thank you so much for signing up to support us. This is what keeps us going. We truly appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. You can sign up to support this podcast within the show notes by going to anchor.fm/trashy podcast to become a monthly supporting. We'd also like to thank someone for our new 5-star review. Oh, very cool. Thank you so much. It was a 5-star. It was writing. It was so beautiful. It says, fun. These women deserve a TV show.
Let's go.
Are you listening, Hollywood? Anyway, we appreciate it so much. So reviews like that truly keep us going. The hardtack's running out. We're rationing water. Not much to let us go on, but your love, your support, this is what keeps us going.
Thank God.
Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
Stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.